breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out. And breathing in and out. Okay, so let's pull our shoulder blades down, and you can pinch them up and pull them down. I want you to feel the difference between pinching your shoulders to your ears and pulling your shoulders down, because I will be asking you to pull your shoulders down for most of the class, because that's the way we really want to be. And breath in and breath out. And out. Okay. One last time, and breath out. Okay, so let's roll those shoulders back, and now add the elbows, and notice what you feel in those shoulders. They come away, so here they're going to come away from your spine, they come towards your spine. Shoulder blades are opening up and away from the spine, and here they pull in towards the spine. Breath in, breath out, breath in, and breath out. Okay. Now placing your hands on your ribs and your thumbs at the back of your ribs. When we breathe into the belly, we're going to expand in the belly, but you don't want to just push the belly out. You want to fill up with breath, and then you also want to start to feel your ribs spread front to back. And then zip up from bum to belly button. Press the air out, and you're going to tighten up through your abdomen. So you breathe in, notice the ribs pressing into your fingers, and then breathe out. So from bum to belly button, use the muscles to press and push the air out. So this is called diaphragmatic breathing. We're using your diaphragm, which singers use, and then breath out. Breath in. Fill up, and then breath out. So the diaphragm is a muscle. It's actually a muscle that lies right, it goes all the way around and through the middle of the body, and it actually goes up and down. It elevates and depresses. And it actually, when we breathe in, it pulls down to draw in air. So it's one way to get air pulling down all the way into your lungs. And then when we breathe out, it helps push the air out of our body. And out. Okay, so using those principles in breathing, that's how you're going to continue throughout the class. Okay, so standing on your left leg, let's take the arms out, fingers pointed to the ceiling. So you're going to feel that tugging in your arms. So we're going to tap forward and side, and forward and side. So what I'm doing here is we're going to loosen up the leg bone in the hip socket. And side. Keep those hands up, shoulder blades down, fingers pointing to the ceiling. Keep pulling that fascia. Breathe out, breathe in, and out, and in, out, and in, out, and in. Okay, now we're going to lift up the knee, cross, and in, breathe out, breathe in. When we lift up that right knee, I want you to squeeze your left bum cheek. Squeeze the left bum to stand tall. So we're loosening up the leg bone in the hip socket. We're actually using the abdominals. We're rotating in the spine to get a nice little, get more movement in the spine, get mobility in the spine, increase our mobility. Breath out, breath in, breath out, breath in. Great. Standing on your right leg, let's start with the toe out to the side and tap and tap, tap. Try to keep your hips up front, toes down, toes pointing forward, and side. Keep your hips forward. Try not to rotate your hips. You're just moving that leg from front to back. Breath in, breath out, breath in, and 2, breath in, and 1, and let's bring the knee up and up and over. Bring that elbow, squeeze that glute, do your best keeping steady. Some days we feel more steady than others, and we could have a tightness which doesn't allow us to bring that leg all the way up. Breath in, 2, breath in, and 1, breath in. Good. Now let's just breathe in to the side, breathe out, breathe in, and you're bending directly to your side. Notice how much of a stretch, how tight that feels on your side, because we rarely during the day actually do things like side bending, but it's a very good thing to do. Breath in and in. Good. Okay, now let's do our rotations, and let's turn on the back toe. Turn on your back toe. More mobility for the spine. Just getting that back nice, and we're lubricating the spine actually with this kind of rotation. We're getting all the fluids that run between the joints, the synovial fluid. We're getting that to get to distribute, sort of like the barber's sign outside. We're just pushing fluids up and down the spine. Okay, stop in the center. Take a breath in. We're going to cross opposite arm to leg. So breath in, fold forward, cross over, come on up. Now what I want you to do here is keep your hips forward. Try not to rotate through the hips, and just rotate through the back. So you're going to feel a big stretch in the back of your body, in the back of your legs, down and up. So now let's talk about what your back is doing. See if you can keep the back fairly flat. So what's going to happen in your pelvis is you're going to roll up in your pelvis, keep the hips steady, don't move the hips, just bend forward, rotate from your waist up. Breath in, breath out, and go as low as you can go. Maybe you don't touch the ground, totally fine. Maybe you're halfway and you're rotating halfway, totally fine. Do what you can do. And one more time, breath in and breath out. That should feel really nice on your back. Good. Let's go to the top of our mat, one end of our mat, the bottom of our mat I should say. Breath in, and let's fold forward and just hang there for a moment. So we're hanging like sheets on a laundry line. Just be loose. Let's pay attention to the back of our body, how it feels in our glutes, in our bum, and in the back of our legs. And just notice how tight you are. And then walk your hands, bend your knees if you need to, but just walk your hands forward until you're 3/4 of the way forward. So once we're there in the downward dog position, just hang out there, spread the fingers out, tip the hips up to the ceiling, take a breath in through the belly, and push through the arms so that you peek up into your hips, and see if you can press your heels towards the ground. They might touch, they might not, totally fine, whatever you can do. Take a breath in, press down, breathe out. Let's bring our knees down. So knees down, adjust, weight off the wrists, breath in, zip up, so take that zipper, zip up from bum to belly button, lift up. Take a breath in, breathe out, nice tension, see if you can get your heels down, press through those arms, see if you can push your body through your arms, and then glide forward, lower the knees down. Take a breath in, press through those arms, lift up. Hips up high, heels down low, breath in, and breath out, lower down. Okay, from here, I just want you to rock forward and back. Now remember when we were standing and I was saying that we were going to pull our shoulder blades down. So when we come forward, as soon as you get your wrists over, your shoulders over your wrists, I want you to start really pulling those shoulder blades down your back. Reach your head forward, keep your head straight and long. Your zipper is zipped up so your back is supported. So forward and then come back. Notice when you're back in your heels, when you're back in your hip and your heels, you don't feel any weight on your arms and you don't engage in the stomach as much. Breath in, slide forward. Notice as you slide forward, you're zipping up. You need the support in the back and you're going to pull those shoulder blades down. So this is a much harder position to be in than coming back into the hips and the heels. Breath in, zip up, glide forward, pull those shoulder blades down, and then glide back. Okay, now toes are curled under. Take a breath in, glide forward to neutral, and then press up. Now notice when we press up, pull those shoulder blades down. Press all the way up, keep pulling those shoulder blades down, and then press away. Okay, up and away. Take a breath in and slowly lower your knees down. Notice that in this position you're fully engaged through the shoulders, and then come back. Take a breath in, engage those shoulders, pull down, keep pulling down, press up and away, and lower down. If you're having shoulder issues, you can stay here and just rock forward and back and slowly build up on that shoulder stability, just rocking forward and back. You don't have to go up into the down dog. Let's do it one more time. Breath in, zip up, pull that bottom rib towards the hip for support. Keep pulling those shoulder blades down, 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 and press up. Okay, now holding it here in our down dog, if you can, and you can do this next exercise on your knees as well. Okay, if you can come up on down dog, we're going to lift up the right leg and press up a little higher. Come neutral, pull that leg behind you, push up. Come neutral, squeeze the glute, hold that right leg up, press through the leg. It's as if I'm pulling your whole foot. Pretend I'm pulling through your whole foot. Come forward neutral, slide back, pull, 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 pull. Come neutral, down and down. Take a little break back in the hips. If your wrists are bugging you, just take a little wrist break. Okay, hands down, spread your fingers out, distribute weight between your hands and your wrists. Take a breath in, zip up, lift up the knees, come up into your down dog. Your shoulder blades are pulling down, left leg is up, squeeze the glute. Now pull, I'm pulling your leg back, 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 and come forward. Now I'm pulling your leg back, 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 back. Squeeze that glute, and glide forward. I'm pulling your leg, tighten up through that leg, that whole leg through the bum. Come forward. One more time. I'm pulling your leg back, 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 and forward. Leg down, knees down, and take a little sit on your heels. Let's do some wrist curls, because I know a lot of people have trouble with the wrists. And in the other direction. Good. Let's go back into that quad position. So we're back in that quad position. Now, if your wrists are bugging you, make a fist. You can go on fist. I'm going to lower my camera down just because we're going to spend some time on the ground here. Okay. Okay, so we can go on fist if you need to, or the wrist on the hand, the spread out hand. So remember, if we press into the fingers, it'll take some of the weight off of our wrists. Okay, so taking a breath in, zip up the zipper so you're nice and strong through the abdomen. And to get a sense of what this should feel like, you can take, so as if you cough. So if you take a cough right now, so if you cough, notice how the abdominals contract. That's the kind of tension you want to feel in your abdominals. That'll support your back. And just add one more thing. Okay, I'll get you to move and then I'll talk. Breath in, zip up, cough, make that tension, and then raise your right arm forward and make a fist. And hold it there. So I'm just going to say something while you're holding this position. So when our lower back hurts, it's often because the back is arched. And the reason why the back is arched is because the abdominals are not doing their job of keeping the back straight. So if we create that abdominal tension, we're going to support your back so it doesn't arch, because when it's arched, the vertebrae are squishing into one another. They're pinching. So that doesn't feel good because you're pinching the discs. So by using your abdominals, you're supporting your back so that it doesn't swoop, and that's how we're going to prevent the pain. Okay, so bring that right arm down because you've done a great job. Come off and into your kneeling. Kneeling is a good thing to do because it stretches out the fascia and the muscles, and so it's a good thing to do, being able to kneel. Okay, take your wrist break. Hands forward. Take a breath in. Zip up, pull that bottom rib towards the hip. Let's lift up the right arm again. Make your fist. This time we've got a fist. And we're going to pull that elbow down. Breath in. Pull that elbow down. Now remember, if we're back sitting, if we're leaning into the hips, this isn't going to feel like much. So if you can, press up and lean forward so that that left arm feels like there's a lot of weight bearing on it, and you want to feel the connection in the abdominals. Pull, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When you're rowing back like this, really pull that elbow down your side. Feel the shoulder blade contracting, and the shoulder blade is pulling in towards your spine. Get that bottom rib pulling towards the hip bone. Keep your head up and straight. Breath in, and one. Come on down. Okay, come off the knees. Let's do some kneeling. So squeeze your glutes to come up. Tuck your toes under. Come back to kneeling. Squeeze your glutes to come up. Go flat. Squeeze, lift. And toes. Squeeze, lift. Flat feet. Squeeze, lift to the toes. Squeeze, lift to flat feet. Up to the toes. Come up to the flat feet. And you can hold your arms up here for more shoulder building. Up to flat feet. Up to toes. And up to flat feet. Okay, arms down. Let's do that same sequence with the left arm. I'll just turn it around this way. Okay, so breath in, balance the weight so we're in our arms, press into your right arm, zip up, lift up your left arm forward. So left arm forward, you can make a fist and just hold. Keep breathing and just hold. Just being in this position works your shoulders, we're working our abdominals, we're working the muscles in our back. We're working the arm strength, you're working your wrist strength, you're working through the big muscles in your back, the lats. The back of your neck is getting stronger, which is good for our posture. Even though that left arm is forward, you want to be pulling that shoulder blade down your back. We're working our obliques, the muscles in our abdominals that are responsible for twisting those obliques. We're working those. You're zipping up your zippers so your pelvic floor is strengthening. Everything is happening just by holding this arm up and being in this position. Keep your neck up, tall, and let's bring the arm down and take a break. Okay. Just a little arm and shoulder break, wrist break. We're going to come back down and pull that elbow down and back. Breath in, down and forward, zip up, breathe out, make a fist, and row. One single-handed row. Really push up on that right arm. Lengthen the neck. Breath in, forward. Breath out. Even though I'm breathing in and out, in through the nose, You can breathe out through the nose or mouth. Even though I'm breathing in and out, I've still got my zipper zipped because I need that back supported with the abdominals. So you can breathe even though you've got that tension in the abdominals, you can still be breathing. Press up, try not to lean and slouch, really push up. And pull, and breathe in, breathe out, pull, reach, and pull, and reach, and pull. Feel that tugging on your left hip bone. Those are your obliques. Last one. And pull. Hand down and take a break. Roll those shoulders back. Good. Let's come up to kneeling. Toes, flat feet. Squeeze to toes, squeeze to flat feet. Up to toes and to flat feet. And toes and flat feet. Okay, from here, I'm just going to flip it around. We'll go on our back just to give the arms a little bit of a break. And we'll go into back of the body. So let's sit up first. So hug your knees and just sit up tall. Take a breath in through the nose. And you can round out the back. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Do a little tuck, hold, and then let go and slowly round yourself out. Okay, hands down, chest open, shoulders down, knees bent. Take a breath in. Notice how the back will lift up off the mat, and then breathe out. So zip up your zipper. We're going to press through the heels to lift up. So lifting. And we're going to articulate through the spine to lower, so your pelvis is tilted up to the ceiling, and you're going to land each vertebrae on the ground until you get to the very bottom, and then you can take your breath in. Zip up your zipper. We're going to tuck the pelvis up to the ceiling, so roll it up to the ceiling. Press through those heels. You should feel something in the back of your legs and in your bum. If you feel the front of your legs, it just means that your quads are really tight. And so you could do to loosen up those quads, and we'll see if we can manage that while we're in the class. Lower down, articulate, breath in, breath out, zip up, lift up, and lower down, breath in, breath out, zip up, lift up, and breath in, lower down, and breath out, zip up, to press the air out, to lift up, breath in. Now while we're here, I want you to think about, especially when we're lifting, remember the distance between your lowest rib and your hip bone. In order to keep that spine neutral, we want that lower hip bone, the lower rib and the hip bone to be on the same plane, nice and flat. So that's going to help strengthen your rectus abdominis, your six-pack muscles. It's going to help strengthen the six-pack without actually doing a crunch. And at the same time, we're strengthening our transversus abdominis, which is that thick band that wraps around. Okay, now while we're here, we're up, we're tight in the back of the body. While we're here, I'm going to ask you to press into that right foot, that right side. Really push hard. We're going to lift the left knee up. Lift, and let's just tap down with the foot and lift. Tap down with the foot and lift. Float that left knee up. Make it super light, like a feather. Really light, like a feather. Super push down on that right foot. You're going to be tiring out that right side. Press and lift. Down, press, press. One more time. Down and lift. Push that left foot down to the ground. Spread the toes out from heel to big toe. Press to that left side. Lift up the hips. Breath in. Zip up. Float the right knee up. 1. And push. Keep pushing on that left side. 2. And push. Do the best you can. If you need to come down and take a rest and go both feet, lift with both feet, do that. It doesn't matter. Just keep pushing yourself You don't need to keep up here. Just push yourself and do what you can do. We're all on a different journey in our fitness. We're moving our bodies together, and that's most important. Breath in, zip up. Good. Down and all the way down. Take a break, hug the knees into the chest. Good job, you guys. We can rock side to side if you want. A little massage to the spine. Good. Okay, let's place down the feet, right then the left. Arms over your head, take a breath in. Okay, so let's reach the arms forward, tuck the chin, and just reach for the outsides of your knees. So all we're doing is lifting the shoulder blades up off the floor, little chin tuck, and then lowering down. If that is too stressful on your neck, place one or both hands behind your head. Take a breath in, look up towards your knees, and just lift your shoulder blades up. I don't want you to have any strain on your neck at all. You can just do this. And we're not going to lift all the way up. That's not very useful to us. Just going this high, zipping up the zipper, getting that nice coughing contraction in the abdominals. That's all we need here. That's all we're aiming for, is getting that nice contraction. Breath in, down, zip, lift. If you can, add the arms. Breath in, zip, reach, down, breath up, breath in, breath out, breath in, zip, lift, and in. Let's hold that next one up. Now take the turns here. Take turns to bring the hands behind the head. Breath in, little support so that there's no neck strain. Little support. Try to hold that contraction. Little support. You should be getting tired in your abdominals by now. Support. Zip up the zipper. Keep strong. Keep strong. Do the best you can. Up. Up. And 8. And lower down. Good. Take a breath in. Okay, so let's start with hands by our sides again. Shoulders open. Take a breath in. And zip up and float the right knee up. We're going to just float that right knee up. So we're going to lower and lift and lower and lift. So what you should feel is some tension in the abdominals. You don't want to feel pinching in your hip. Try to avoid that by really connecting, doing the zipper, really connecting with, as if this leg has a tendon, which it really does. So pretend it's like a drawbridge, and here is the engine for the drawbridge. So that the work is coming from your abdominals, which is the engine to raise the drawbridge. Okay, now if this feels too easy for you, you can lift up that left leg as well. Keep the left knee in position, and then just keep moving that right leg up and down. Okay, so that's that action. Keep the shoulders open, because what's going to happen is we're going to want to curl in. If we try to curl in the shoulders, it'll be some cheating, because then the rectus abdominis is going to want to contribute, but I'm really trying to get you to work your transversus abdominis. Okay, let's bring it down and down. Hands behind the head. Take a breath in. We're going to roll across the right shoulder and aim that left shoulder towards the right hip. So left shoulder towards the right hip. And down. Breathe out. Zip up. Left shoulder towards the hip. And down. Just twist, and we're rolling across that right shoulder. Zip. And breath in. And zip. We do the best we can. And zip. And in. Breath out. Breath in. And breath out. And in. Okay, now here comes a combination, which I'm sure you can imagine. Take a breath in. You're going to float the right knee up and in, lift. Don't go any higher than you can. Rotate and in and lift and in, float up and in. Now if you want to make this harder, you can have that left knee up and in position. Okay, so let's hold that right knee up, left knee up. Okay, take a breath in, roll towards the right, and then right knee down, right foot down, lift up. This is a lot harder. Zip up, breath in, one more time, breath out, and in and down. Okay, good job, you guys. Take a little breather, arms over the head, and come on down. And let's just do the left knee floating. Take shoulders down, breath in, zip up, left knee floats up and down. Now remember, you're doing your own assessment. How hard is this? Can you complete this action without pinching in your left hip? Up and down. Don't go too fast. Try to go just at a nice steady pace, not too fast. The slower we go, the harder it is. And keep the shoulders down because the pecs are going to want to take over. Okay, now if that was too hard, float your right knee up, hold the right knee, and just do the left leg movement with that right leg up. Notice how much harder it is. Down and up, and down and up. Bring that left foot down, right foot down. Hands behind the head. We're going to roll across the left shoulder, breath in, and cross the shoulder to the ankle. I'm just going to rotate. Roll across your left shoulder to the ankle. Oh, it looks like my breathe out. Breathe in, breath out, breath in. That sun is shining, overexposing me. Breath in. Now to get a little bit more tension in your abdominals when you're breathing out, if you breathe out through pursed lips, it creates more of that tension that we need in the abdominals. So if you find you're having trouble connecting to the abdominals and getting that zipper zipped and that tension, tighten up the lips and try to blow out between pursed lips and you'll notice the difference. Okay, so now from here we're going to add the left knee lift and we're rolling across the left shoulder. Take a breath in, float that left knee up. Remember, don't pinch in that hip, just float the knee up. And we're aiming for the shoulder towards the knee. Breath out, breath in. We're working those oblique muscles, the muscles that are responsible for rotation in the trunk and bending over. The waist muscles. Now the obliques are the primary muscle group, but we are using as helpers the transversus, that deep band, that deepest of muscles that wraps around, and we are using our rectus abdominis, which are the six-pack pretty muscles. Well, I guess they're not as pretty as they are, I don't know, the symbol of fitness, I guess. Strength. Breath in and up. Now if you can do it, float the right knee up so you've got double knee. Breath in, breath out. Keep that right knee floated. We'll do just 4 of these. Breath in and 2. Breath in and 1. Breath in, down and down. Good. Let's lengthen all the way out. Full length. Toes pointed, arms reaching. Take a breath in. Now arms are going to reach for the ceiling, chin tuck, reach up. Now if you need to bend the knees to grab onto your legs, do it. Otherwise just pull up and reach forward for your feet. Take a breath in and breath out, roll down. Now this is where, if you're having trouble getting up, if you're having trouble reaching forward, take your band, put it underneath your feet, okay? So use your band, and you can bend your knees at any time. Use your band to lower yourself down. Take a breath in. Hold on to that band, roll up and up and up. I would rather you use your band to be able to get up, to get that motion, than to struggle and not use a band. So breath in at top and round out the back, tuck the chin under, use your band, bend your knees, do whatever you need to do to accomplish that movement. Take a breath in, chin tuck, reach, your head follows your arms, roll up all the way, reach for your feet. Again, grab whatever you can of your leg to accomplish this movement. Take a breath in and roll down and back. And let's do that a couple more times. Lift, reach, breath in, lower back, round out the back, articulate through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Last time, chin tuck, breath in, reach, good, breath in, and lower down. All the way down. Okay, arms are out to your side, knees are bent, and we're going into a hip sway. So rock the knees side to side. Remember, this is just about everybody's favorite move. Everyone loves the hip sway. Just rock yourself side to side. Rock those knees. I've got my feet fairly wide. That's my favorite position of the hip sway because that to me really opens up through the hips, which is a tight spot for me. But the hip sway can be done with the feet pretty much anywhere. Just walk them in a little bit closer together. So your body will probably tell you mostly where it wants you to be. If your feet are right close together, side to side, that feels really nice on the lower back. So that's kind of mobilizing in the lower back. Okay, great. Let's just stop that there and roll onto our side. Let's go on our left side. So pressing up on that arm, being long in the waist. So instead of being slouchy, let's be tall and long, really pushing up, and think about always creating space between your ear and your shoulder, really long. Breathing in, the knees are bent for support. Breathe in. Because this is beginner, I'm going into a bridge. If you are feeling strong, you can do a long straight leg as well. Breath in, zip up, lift up, so you're raising that side body up. Raise the arm. Breath in. Let's lengthen that arm forward. Pull that shoulder blade into your back. Remember, maintain a long neck. Your head is just pulling out that little bit, and that elbow is pulling in towards the waist a little bit. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Now the positioning is shoulder stacked, hip stacked. So that just means be careful of the twisting in your body. Keep the hips on top of one another, the shoulders on top of one another. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. One more time. Good. And come on down. Split the knees up and let's just sit up. Holding on to your right ankle. Breathe into the side. Feel how great that side body stretch feels. And let's fold forward. your left elbow across to the right knee and then round it out. Breath in, fold forward. And this is a really nice way to stretch out the hip as well as your side body. Remember how much I talk about fascia, and fascia being that white connective tissue that is throughout the body. Think about fascia as, I think I described it before as if you're thinking about an orange. So right off the bat, lift up, elbow down, tall in the head, zip up, breath out, raise the arm. So let's lengthen that top leg this time. So fascia, if you think about an orange, that's one way it was described, visual you can use. So it's all that, everything that surrounds every cell in that orange. Same thing in the body. All our cells have fascia, all the muscles, like everything is permeated with fascia. So if our fascia is tight, it's not going to let the muscles do their job. And we're going to feel all that kind of tension in the body. So let's loosen up that fascia. So every time you feel a little tugging, think of it as fascia. So the leg, I'm pulling through the heel and reaching through the arm. Breath in, after that big long stretch, tuck forward. And you can drop your hip down here. Breath out. Breath in, reach. Breath out. Breath in, reach. Breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. And in and out. When that leg comes down and away, you are squeezing your glute, all the muscles. Last one, in and out. All the muscles are engaged. Okay, split up the legs. Okay, if that's too much strain on your body, maybe on your shoulders, I'll just give you an alternative. Let's just do a little bit of lengthening here, just side to side, breathing and lengthening. Okay, so this next one I want to do with our whole arm down. So really strong in the arm, press down, shoulder in place, lock down that shoulder, and we're just going to lift up that hip and lower. Breath in, zip up, lift up that hip and lower. Breath in, zip up, lift up and lower. Breathe in, zip up, lift up and lower. One more time. Zip up and lift up. So this is just really focusing on the obliques and all that support structure around the shoulder. Lift, press through the fingers, because if you press through the fingers, it'll trigger through your lats here. Maybe you feel something in your lats. Zip, press, lift, and down. One more time. Zip, press, lift, and down. Great. Okay, going to swing around. Let's do the other side. Okay, so we're down on our right side arm. Knees are bent and you're really tall on that arm, really long through the top of your head. Take a breath in, zip up, and let's lift up. Arm up, and you really want to pull that shoulder blade down into your back, super long in the body. Maybe you need to squeeze your glutes. We're going to stretch forward, pull the shoulder blade into your back. Breath out, breath in. Breath in. Notice that when we breathe in here, I feel the opening up in my pecs because we're all forward folded. Breath in, breath out, shoulder blade opens up, shoulder blade tucks in towards the spine. Breath out. Be long in your waist, try to pull that head up even farther away. Breath out, breath in, pull that right shoulder blade down the body. Big space from your ears and your shoulders. Breath out, breath in. You're zipping up your zipper. One more time. and up. Okay, come on up, split the knees up. Hold on to that back leg. Breath in, cross elbow to knee. Feel that stretching down the hip. And this is kind of like a bit of a pretzel stretch. We're twisting, we're going forward, we're moving. It's kind of nicer to be moving than to rather just kind of do one movement and not engaging the whole body. Okay. Let's come back down on that right arm. Okay, this time you're really lifting up. Well, we're lifting up in the waist. Take a breath in. Zip up, lift up. Arm is up overhead. Leg is long, pulling through the heel. Now watch that rib. Make sure the rib isn't popping forward. Pull the rib to the hip. Keep that connection flat and neutral in your back. Take a breath in and let's tuck. You can come down for this. Breath in and tuck. Breath in, reach. Going slowly, we're really forcing ourselves to do it as well and correctly as we can. Tuck. Breath in. Even when we breathe in, try not to let that rib pop. Keep that rib to shoulder connection. And tuck. If you get cramps, that's normal. That's your fascia. If you get cramps, press up through that right arm. Tuck. Push through the heel. Tuck. Breath in, breath out, tuck. Let's do it one more time. And tuck. Okay. Split the legs up. Side bend, breath in. Oh, feel that. So those obliques, when you're doing this side stretching, those are the obliques you're feeling and into your lats. Okay. Arm down. We're going to engage that whole arm. The wrist, forearm, take a breath in and press through that arm to lift and lower. Breath in and press, really press and push away to lift and lower. And lift up 3. Good. And lower. Zip up, breathe out 4. Down. So feel that work in that upper shoulder. Up and down. Long-waisted, lifting up. I know I feel this in my lats, in my upper back. Press through that arm. See if that inside crease of the elbow can be forward. Zip to lift and breathe in. One more time. Zip to lift and lower. Okay, take a break, you guys. Let's come forward to kneeling. Okay, lift and lower, up to heels, squeeze flat to flat feet, to toes, to flat feet. Okay, so come up to kneeling. Let's do some lower body. Pick up on our lower body a bit more. Left foot forward. Okay, so just in this position, left foot forward, right leg back, squeezing that right glute. Okay, we're going to play around with the pelvis. So right glute, notice how when we come forward onto the left thigh, I'm trying to illustrate how the pelvis rocks. So right now you should feel tightness, or stretching I should say, in your left hamstring. So I'm going to tuck the tailbone under, and now we're squeezing on the right glute. So we're super tall. You're going to rock forward and feel that left leg. So you shouldn't be feeling much on that right side. It's just balance and tuck your tailbone under. So I'm rocking the pelvis forward and back. So if this is your pelvis, we're rocking it back. So what you're noticing here is your back is staying flat and forward. Okay, so the back stays flat and forward. If you were doing this incorrectly, what you would be feeling is that you're just rounding out your back. So if you're rounding out your back, your pelvis is not really moving, okay? So my pelvis is not really moving if I'm just folding forward. So that's why I want you to think about rocking, pushing back through your pelvis and tucking under. Now, curl your toes under on the right foot. Curl your toe under. So take a breath in and push through the back leg. So heel in front, push down in the front heel, your left heel, but also push through your back leg and try to stand up. I'm going to change my camera angle. So you're up, you're balanced. You're up and you're balanced. Okay, here we are. So our tailbone is back a bit. Squeeze that right glute and bend that right knee. Come on down and tilt back. So we're getting the left hamstring stretch. Tuck under, press through right, left heel, right foot, lift up. Okay, and now if you need the support, find a chair or anything to hold on to. It can even be, if you have one of those yoga styrofoam things, just find anything to hold on to. Come on down, squeeze the right bum, come on down. You're going to notice a big stretch in the front of that leg. That's good. So if you need help with the balance, don't be shy to hold on to anything. Okay, so press through your left heel, right foot, lift up, squeeze the right bum. Use your prop for balance and support. Squeeze, lift up, and lower down. Oh yes, and tilt forward. Come up, squeeze, lift up, lower down at the bottom, through the hips, through the pelvis, tilt forward until you feel that left hamstring stretch. Tuck under, lift up, come down, tilt forward. Now you might feel less of a stretch since we've done it so often. Now hold this up, hold this up. Okay, we're going to come down halfway, tilt forward from this halfway position. This is going to be harder. Now all the weight is on our left side. So tilt back, press all the way up. Okay, this is hard. This is not easy, but I think you can do it. Come down halfway. Use your prop if you want to. Put your hand on your chair or on your table or whatever you have. Tilt forward, but make sure your back stays flat. Tilt forward. You're going to feel this underneath your left leg. And you're going to feel this in your left bum. Come on up. Squeeze the right bum. All the way up. We're going to do it twice more. Come down halfway. Squeeze the right bum. With the pelvis, tilt forward. Keep your back flat. And then tilt up. Squeeze the right bum. Push up. One more time. Whoops. Come down halfway. You have to bend that right knee. You really have to. I know it's a big stretch here, but that's okay. And even if you're partway down, totally fine. However far you can get, you go that far. And tilt forward. And then come back up and press up and come together. Okay, good job, you guys. Just kick your legs back. Okay, now we're going to switch sides and we're going to start in the kneeling position like we did before. Where are we at? Oh, we're almost done, you guys. Jeez, I better hurry up. Okay, so right foot forward, left foot back. So what we started to do is we just tilted forward with the flat back and came up, squeeze the glute. Tilt forward, maybe you feel a stretch in that right leg, underneath that right leg, and tilt back. Tilt forward, and up, squeeze the left glute, tilt forward and up, squeeze, big stretch in the hip and in the quads, forward, and reach the head far and away. That's part of the equation here, is that tension, that lengthening happening in the fascia. And forward and back. And be careful not to pop your ribs. Pull that bottom rib to the hip. Forward and up. Okay, so now if you want your prop, use your prop. Toes turned under. Press through the right heel, the left foot. Take a breath in and zip up to lift up. So we're squeezing that left bum cheek. Okay, lower down, tilt forward, zip up, left bum cheek, lift, lower, tilt forward, flat back still, stretching the right hamstring, come up, lift, lower, slide, squeeze, lift, lower, fold forward, lift up, down. Now we're going to go halfway up, halfway up, slowly slide, feel that right bottom leg working, squeeze the left glute, lower down, halfway, fold, whoop, watch your balance, squeeze the left glute, shift the weight, down, squeeze halfway, fold, so you're going to feel something happening in your right bum, lift up and down, last one, up halfway, long head reach, ribs to the hips, there's weight shifted on the right leg, squeeze the left glute and down. And let's end that here with that. Okay, take a breath in and come on back on the legs, breath in on your heels, breath in and out, up and down, good, and up, and let's stand up, choose whatever leg sequence you want, good. Okay, so we're going to take a breath in. Now I want you to fold forward like we did in the very beginning and just hang there like sheets on a laundry line. Just be very loose. Loose with your head. Sweep side to side. Sweep side to side. Notice how that feels on the hips. You're going to rock your hips side to side. Breathing in through your nose, and notice how fantastic that feels. All that fascia tugging in the side leg. Breathe in through your belly. Remember how we articulated our spine when we were in our bridge. We're going to articulate the spine vertebrae by vertebrae as we lift up and sweep up. Breath in and out, and breath in, up and out. And then we end the class with our breath of gratitude. So shoulders pull down, but you're just going to breathe in and fill yourself up with your positive thought for the day. Just fill it up. And then bring that close to your heart and hang on to that for whenever you feel your stress. Thank you.